Hello. Today on space. We're going to space. I'm off work right now. I'm taking a little vacation, so we're during the daytime, so it's a little earlier. But that's okay. We've got the time, you know? We've got the time. Ugh. Space time. Space time. Lord. Alright. What the hell was I doing? Okay, I believe we need to free Elric. We delivered the explosives. So let's go to the bar on New Ireland. Bar. Hey! Okay. A couple of days later, you are quietly enjoying the company of some of the rovers in the bar, discussing the types of operations you have been doing. It seems that McGowan has been starting to suspect the geese, and you noted that the number of unexpected ships passing through Tuatha has increased. Apparently, too, the geese in Space Dock 6 have been getting harassed by more interdictions than normal. Flanagan walks in and orders a drink, and you head over to see if he has any information for you. Hello, Heather Odell. How you been? How have you been doing? How have you been? How have you been? Ugh. Flanagan asks you, lifting his glass in greeting. You and Flanagan are exchanging pleasantries when Tara Collins rushes into the bar. She hands Flanagan a data cube, and he quickly loads it into his wrist computer and scans its contents. Flanagan jumps to his feet and indicates that you should follow him into the corridor. Heather Odell, I have been waiting for this to happen, he states, suddenly businesslike. With all the problems we have been creating for McGowan, many of his regular sources of information are beginning to doubt McGowan's strength. Some of our operatives have been able to discover the position of McGowan's main prison ship. The sadist likes to capture those who may well prove to be opposed to his pirate organization. God. There's one individual who is currently languishing in McGowan's prison ship, the Desperation, that we are particularly interested in talking to. His name is Heinrich, and he is attempting to create a union of free traders to combat the position of McGowan's organization. Or at least he was, until he was captured by McGowan and put into the Desperation. We now know where the dread ship is and want you to go and raid her, freeing the prisoners, and in particular, Eirik. Are you interested? Yes, of course I am. I'm so glad you have decided to take on this mission. He slaps you on the shoulder with a grin. I could task some geese to do it, but we are glad of the anonymity that your privateer position gives us. Jesus, I'm sorry. You have proven to be more than trustworthy, and we are very pleased with the progress we have made with you. The progress we have made with you on our side. You feel the hot flush of a blush rushing into your face at Flanagan's praise. You'll find the Desperation in the NGC 1894 system, and you'll have to take care of her escorts before you can disable her on board. Once you do, take the prisoners aboard your ship and bring them back here. Sounds simple, huh? I can assure you that it won't be. The Desperation is notoriously well guarded, but with your skill, you should be able to do it. Okay. That looks hard. Alright. Will you give me any better weapon? Or am I just a little bit effed? I might just be a little bit effed. But that's okay. I don't know how much of a match I am for these jackanapes. Oh well. Maybe I can buy a Wild Geese Lightning and just run with it. I am tempted. But my Star Bridge is theoretically stronger in so many ways. So let's just get nearby and then save and then wipe them out one by one. How about that? but alright, how the fuck do I get to Tidbinbilla through the Arcturus system? Got it. Yeah, this has the brown switches, but it's a full keyboard as opposed to the one that I had, which was not a full keyboard. Which poses problems, of course. Alright, Fermia. Okay, now we have saved. We can get out, or if we die, it's okay. Let's put our drink nice and far away. Oh shit, it's a fucking manticore. Come on, Viper. Anyone else? God, does he have... He has another manticore as an escort. Jesus. You're not fucking around, huh? Come and get me, asshole. Okay, he's not so tough. Really like to deal with these other ships, though. Oh god. There's 2 other manticores. This would be really great if I had a nice long-range weapon like these things do. Now y'all get to see how much I suck. Ow. Bitch. This ship is really no match. I need longer range weapons, if this is even gonna have a chance of working. Shit. Alright. Let's reopen. Let's reopen Heather Adele and get our asses a better gun. Something longer range, because while I do like these cannons that are on this ship, I need something a little bit better for the kind of fight that we're going into. Just a little. And I think Viking is the place to go, especially if we're going to be Yarhar fiddly-deeing our way through things. In other words, piracy. Okay. FPC is hyper long range. The fixed railgun and the chain gun. Oh man, I can't sell my other guns here. Although I can here, hopefully. Yes, I can. Okay. This thing is huge. And I do like it, but I don't think we need it. Especially if we're gonna go with, like, the long range weapons. I'll miss you. I want to keep the turret. I really like the turret. Shit. Fuck it. If we're gonna reload out, let's reload out. All the way. Pirate Thunderhead Bay, which we can almost hold. It's also 5 million credits. Jeez. Oh man, I'd love one of these. Oh, that's all right. We're not here for that. We're here for this. Much larger generator and power supply to match. Pellets are made from copper cadmium. Yeah. I kind of want like one of each of these. Because like we're gonna need it. And I don't know if we want to bother with a missile launcher. All right. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to get a missile launcher. All right. We can afford this and also this and a few of these. Sorry for the clicky clicks. But we need lots of weapon. There we go. Especially if we're going to be lobbing this shit at our enemies. Safety. All right, now let's get our asses back over to where we was. Try the stance again. So I think that even though we kind of made ourselves broke with that little bit of shopping, I think that we stand a much better chance now that we have some longer range weapons. Because, like, I want to get away from the Manticore's Crown of Thorns. Phew, that thing scares me. Excusez-moi? Anyway. Drinkies. All right. Free traders. We don't want to piss them off. There's the free traders, and then there's the pirates. We want to be friends with free traders, because that's who we're going to end up working for. This is very fucking Monty Python. We are literally just floating backwards. This is so funny. Oh my god, this is so silly. Alright, I see why this is a maneuver. Excuse me. Just the desperation remains. you don't. No, you don't. Mine. He is mine, you cocksucker. Excuse me, I got a little bit angry. Yeah, you better run. You better fucking run. This prey is mine. Ain't nobody, ain't no marauder, ain't nobody gonna take it from me. Can I destroy it? I kind of want to. What's the actual mission? Board it, transfer all your prisoners onto your ship before returning. Okay, so it is not within my mission to destroy it. So I'm not going to. Bye. Did you like my little song? Well, now we have a much better answer for how to deal with bullies and bandits, which is long range weapons. Now, let's land on Nazra 2, or I guess Space Dock 5, just in case, because I don't know what's happening next. Return to New Ireland. Yeah, it looks like it's gray. That's frightening. If they firebombed New Ireland, I am going to destroy them. Oh dear. You cannot believe your eyes. When you land on New Ireland, you can barely believe what happened to it. Only a few weeks ago, this world was a green, lush planet full of the beauties of both man and nature. Now it is little more than a smoldering ruin of a world. Eirik, who during the course of your journey has gained your respect for what he has been trying to do to break McGowan's stranglehold on what was originally intended to be an organization to protect everyday traders from the depredations of bureaucratic idiocy, steps forward and quietly puts his hand on your shoulder in support. Perhaps we had better be searching for your colleagues elsewhere, suggests Eirik in a gruff yet tactful voice. You nod, remembering what Eamon said about looking up his friend Professor Cook before turning your ship and telling everyone to get back inside, with more than a few unshed tears glimmering in your eyes. You bastards. You blew it up, didn't you? God damn you all to hell. No one did it better. I love playing games. Oh, I do. Excuse me? There we go. I'm gonna buy a map. Okay. So it ain't that way, it's that way. Bing. Bing. Excuse me. Oh. Lawrence. Oh. Actually, I want to go ahead and sell off these shit-ass radar jammers, because they're kind of trash. Because eventually I'm going to want something much better anyway. Okay, fortunately those don't take up any space. These do. Let's go and find Professor Cook, and maybe we will find what they took. Alright. Buy another map. There we go. Brooklyn. Trishka. Whoops. That is not the button I meant to press. Okay, you're with the association. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. When you are met by Flanagan, Tara Collins, and the brothers Sean and Ryan O'Driscoll, When you land, you are met by Flanagan, Tara Collins, and the brothers Sean and Ryan O'Driscoll. After wordlessly gripping each other's arms and greeting, Tara, Sean, and Ryan start helping the former prisoners off your ship. You cannot help but wonder what happened to Flynn, and raise your eyebrows in anxious curiosity. Flanagan shakes his head. He personally kept the Bureau's thugs bottled up in one corner of the spaceport for the better part of 10 minutes, Flanagan says proudly, with tears in his eyes, so that we could get everybody away. He died well and hard. You close your eyes in remembrance of a man with a quick wit and an even quicker smile who greeted you as a sister. After a moment of gut-wrenching reverie, you open your eyes, ready to do whatever has to be done to avenge all that has been done to the Wild Geese and the people they protect. Flanagan draws you away from the crowds in the spaceport. "We are in something of a fix," he begins quietly. "We are in something of a fix," he begins quietly, and you chuckle at his understatement. "The Bureau hit us hard while we were concentrating on McGowan and his damn guild of free traders. We barely escaped alive, all of us, and the fault is partly mine. I knew that McGowan had an agreement with the Bureau, but I didn't know they were quite this cozy. I don't have a lot of time to explain all the ins and outs of the situation, but the end result is that I'm going to declare war on both McGowan's so-called guild and on that damned Bureau. Unfortunately for us, we have absolutely no way of winning on our own. That's why I'm glad you found us as quickly as you did," he explains, nodding in appreciation. "I need someone to open talks with all of those who we will need as allies. Oh God, my brain. I need the drink. That's better. I need someone to open talks with those who we'll need as allies. We basically have the rebels to occupy some of the space to the galactic north of the Federation and the Aurorans to the south." He looks directly at you. "You," tapping you on the chest for emphasis, "have more experience with dealing with people outside the Wild Geese than anyone here bar myself. And seeing as I have a few other things I need to be taken care of, you'll be our representative. I have a contact inside the rebellion," he informs you all quietly. "And as you probably already know, I have many contacts among the Aurorans. I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to meet the Aurorans or the rebels?" All right, so we're going to do something now, which is we are going to back up our pilot file, because either way, we can find our way back to this point and switch off to the Aurorans later. Which successful completion of this mission leads to blah, blah, blah. Refuse. That's right. So acceptance leads to... So rebels leads to the pirate, and Aurorans leads to the Aurorans. And we're going to do the pirates. However, we're going to pick up from here next time and go to the Aurorans. Yeah. Rebels. Okay then, Eamon begins tersely. "I want you to head up to the Rebel 2 station in the Coria system and meet with a guy I know as Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels. Geoff. It's Jeff. All I really know is that he's a spook that is fairly high up in the intelligence network, and I very much doubt that his real name is anything resembling Jeff." Yeah, I agree. "Regardless," he shrugs diffidently, "he seems to be a decent person, and if we ask him to help us out by pointing us in the direction of someone who may be able to help us in finding out more about McGowan and his pirate guild, I'm fairly sure he will help us. Once you have found out what you need to know," Flanagan finishes seriously, "either return here or follow up with whatever leads you are given. I'll leave it up to you." With that, he claps you on the shoulder and turns back into the crowd, heading off in the same direction that Tara, Sean, and Ryan took your passengers. You cannot help but feel as though it may be a fair while before you see any of them again. Okay. And with that, yes. Now we go to level 2, which leads to Los Piratas. Oh, there we go. Outfits. Ooh. Want. But that's alright. Los Piratas. Alright. Time to go to Korea. Alright. Scrum-de-dum-de-dum. Desperation. I hope y'all like that I just fucking made up a song about destroying the desperation. Crap. Ah. Pirates. Oh shit. They fighting. Ooh, they mad. They is fighting. Excuse me, gentlemen. Can I not get there from here? I totally thought I could. How about from here? Yes. Can't get there from there. Can't get there from anywhere. Not right now. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. You are met by a man of medium height, medium build, and short, neat, light brown hair. He introduces himself as Jeff Daniels. Eamon sent word that you were coming. He begins pleasantly. What can we do for you in your time of need? You begin relating the recent history of the Wild Geese and their operations against McGowan and his guild. But Jeff holds up his hand and interrupts you. I am a member of Rebel Intelligence, he remarks with quiet humor. I'm pretty much up to date on recent galactic events. I know of your situation, and I'm also fairly aware of how you got there. What I don't know is what you want. You have the good grace to blush, and you take a moment to compose yourself before asking him if he has any leads that you might follow to learn more about McGowan and his pirates so as to avenge some of the wrongs done against the Wild Geese and the people of New Ireland. You add that you do not expect him to give away anything that might jeopardize the security of his network, but even the smallest hint would be appreciated. He looks at you blandly for a moment before nodding his head slowly. We have a number of sources amongst the Associated Guild of Free Traders, he informs you. But in the interests of our security, I don't think I can tell you any more than that. At hearing this, your heart sinks. However, he says more positively, and you lean forward expectantly. If I were you, I'd be looking for a man who runs an illegal ship outfitting operation on Viking in the Tichel system. I have a feeling he may be exactly what you were looking for. With that, Jeff turns on his heel and walks away. For a moment, you cannot help but feel that maybe he is talking about your Uncle Olaf, whom you haven't seen for a few years now. I'm sorry. I forgot this was the plot. Your Uncle Olaf. I forgot this was the plot. All right. Let's go. Gosh. That's very silly. Oh yeah, the Hellhounds. Oh, they're so good. Oh, man, I wish. So many badass goodies here. And the Thunderhead Lance. Oh shit, I would love a Thunderhead Lance. Nowhere near enough cash. Nowhere near enough cashy money. Casheroony. That's alright, we don't really need it. Although, Hellhound. Recent times, blah blah blah. The Hellhound is 50,000. Requires 10 tons. Oh, no! No! It's just barely too much. Maybe I can sell off one of these dumbass solar panels. Yeah, that would work. Or a battery pack. Yeah, I'll sell off a battery pack. And then I'll sell off these IR crap missiles. There we go. Temptation. Okay, Hellhound. Which leaves us nearly broke. However, they are, fortunately, pretty strong, if I recall correctly. Now, are there any ships worth buying here? I didn't think so. Okay. Meet with your Uncle Olaf on Viking in the Titchell system. Let's go. It's so silly. It's so silly. Excuse me, gentlemen. And your squabbles. Such a good word, squabble. It's the kind of creatures that squabble. Like chickens now. Chickens would squabble. Let's refuel. Bink. Oh, it looks so cool. I love the art here. It's a good one. It's a good piece of art. Okay. Now back to the galaxy. Tum-ti-tum. Have fun, boys. Let's go. Titchell. No. There. As soon as you finish your post-flight routine, you decide to head to the bar and see if anyone is waiting for you there. You duck into the small spaceport bar and wait a moment for your eyes to adjust. The hallowed owl hasn't changed since your academy holidays. A little more rust, a little more stench, pretty much the same. A man with immense shoulders and flowing gray locks sits at a table off to the side of the bar, your Uncle Olaf. You can barely contain your joy at seeing him after 10 years, and by the tears welling in his eyes, you can see that he's similarly affected. Well, young'un, you've grown out of all proportion, he says, eyeing you up and down with avuncular approval. Grub must be good at that academy, but small talk can wait. There's little time and much to do. He looks you straight in the eye and asks, do you think you're ready? Yes. Let's fucking go. Oh, God. I actually said it unironically. Oh, no! Alright. As you nod in response to his question, he looks so proud as to almost burst. You're a credit to your blood, young'un, do you know? Do you know? Do you know? If Morgan was here, you're a credit to your blood, young'un, do you know? If Morgan was here, he'd... Uncle Olaf trails off as he becomes lost in memory. Well, you're here now. What am I to do with you? What am I to do with you? I suppose I'd better give you... God, I'm going into Australian. Never mind. I suppose I'd better give you something to keep you occupied until I can make some better plans. Are you up to taking care of some business for me? It's nothing arduous. Just a shuttle run to the Sol system. Yar, har, fiddle dee. Okay. It's nothing arduous. Just a shuttle run to the Sol system to pick up a cargo of data crystal replacements. You'll handle it for your old uncle? He asks with that silly, beatific smile you remember from so long ago. Of course, uncle. You reply. He smiles again and hugs your shoulders. Good for you, Bonnie. He laughs, using the pet name from your childhood. Now how's about a drink? With that, you become pleasantly lost in talk until you have leave to start the cargo run. Okay. Let's go get some cargo. Run. Soul in the Earth system. There we go. You break quite a sweat as you load the cargo into the hold of your ship. As you work, you cannot help but wonder what your uncle has been up to for the last 10 years. I agree. What has Uncle been up to in the last 10 years? Back to Viking. Titch. L. Try to be scanned. Too bad, bitch. Alright. Dock workers quickly carry off the data crystals. You get the impression that Olaf is pretty well known around Federation docks. You imagine it must be something to do with his work for the Seoul Dockworkers Union during the strike of 22. Apparently, Olaf was targeted by the Bureau for upholding workers' rights, and most of the guys remember him with affection. I'm sure. Olaf greets you as you land. Good to see you, my brave Bonnie. How was your trip? You tell Olaf that your trip was fine, and that the dock workers fast-tracked all of the data crystals through the offloading process for you. Olaf doesn't look surprised. Most of those fellas used to crew ships at one time or another. Most of them were a good crew as well. The Bureau kicked a lot of arse after your father's death, and a lot of fellas wouldn't be told what to do, found themselves without a crewer's ticket. Now most of them fellas are uneducated and only knew how to crew. So when the stinking Bureau revoked their tickets, it was illegal to put them on any ship, from Shuttle to Leviathan. Most of them lost the only livelihood they had, so I pulled a lot of strings through some contacts to get them jobs on the docks, and got them jobs on the docks. The Bureau tried to remove vital parts of my anatomy for that little stunt, but the lads stood firm and showed how a dock can close down pretty quick. Soon enough, this situation settled down. Come to the bar and we'll spend some of your hard-earned. He throws his arm around your shoulders as you head off to Club Scrun for a couple of cold ones. Club Scrun. That's a name. Oh, bounty hunters! Bounty hunters. Bounty hunter, bounty hunter. I'm not a bounty hunter, but that's okay. An athletic-looking, lean-faced man walks out of the crowd and sits down at your table. You are Captain Heather Odell? He asks politely. You cautiously nod in agreement. I'm Jack Fulston, captain of the Hunter and member of the Guild of Bounty Hunters, he continues quietly. You have quite a reputation for combat, and I've been called in to see if you would like a little extra cash. I would actually, yes. Okay, here's the deal. Fulston continues. The Guild is prepared to offer you membership and a share of the reward if you can destroy an Auroran ship named the Dechanek. The Dechanek that has been nosing around this system and its surrounds. The military is not prepared to spend the enormous resources required to locate this single ship, so they have posted a bounty, and that's where you come in. We're a little thin on the ground right now, so we're offering the job to you. Simply put, if you want to get your share of the bounty and become a member of the Bounty Hunters Guild, you have to go out, find the Dechanek, and destroy it. Then, to collect your payment, find the guild offices on the Cane Band. The actual bounty from the Federation is 20,000 credits, but the guild will take 50% off in a one-off membership fee. If you succeed, they will give you clearance across all the bounties through the mission BBS every time you land. Okay. Oh, all right. Twice, I guess. You are sitting in the bar, listening to the abysmal music blaring from a nearby juke bot, and sipping your latest brew when you notice a strangely dressed man walking towards you. What? Is this Flash Scrunner credits guy? Yeah, this is Flash Scrunner credits. I don't actually want to bother with him. Handle your security for the rest of the tour. Yeah, rock on, babe. Wow, his dialogue is much different. I'm not interested. Let's close and his offer of a job. Whoa! Oh, he's so pissed off. Fuck you. There you are, Olaf. People been bothering me. Alright. Now that I've given you a little test and found out that you can sail that pretty little ship of yours around the universe, I need you to take some more supplies to misfire in the Trishka system and then return here. I've been stockpiling some supplies and stuff over the years, and soon enough I think we'll have enough cash for you to buy a better ship and start doing some real work toward your destiny. I know that the day of reckoning seems far off, but while you were learning to sail and lead and navigate, I was putting into place all the mechanisms for you to retake what was rightfully yours in the first place. You feel a lump rise in your throat. You heard from Uncle Olaf often enough during your years at the academy, but he would never tell you exactly what he was doing. Now you know, and you feel a swell of pride and affection for the big man before you. Yes, of course I do. The stock turns out to be a number of data cubes. It all looks pretty bland stuff, educational films and the like. You find a copy of Jaws 557 Sharks in Space and chuckle to yourself. The shark still looks fake. Olaf returns with a loader, and the two of you begin to push cargo. That's fun. That's really fucking fun. Ah, yeah. Alright. Not interested in the Eisenhower. However, I have a commitment. Destroy the Dacharik. So I have to find it. Particularly interested in your squibbly squabbles. Squibbity dibbly. Squabbly dobblies. Well, it ain't in Cania. Let's go back to Titch. South. Nope. Alright. Let's check it out. Nope. Well, they don't like me here. See you later, boys. Alright. Ah, the Hanuman. Classic. I should look up the mechanics of the Jason system. Ah, shit. Come on, you guys. Come on. Really would have liked it if they hadn't like had an entire freaking like set of backups coming after me. Like, it would be good to engage them in a system that is not Auroran, but you know, whatever. The Aurorans are kind of pissed at me. There you are. Coward! You're a coward! Let's try that one more time. Let's just leave it all out. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Maybe not. Maybe. Maybe like not. Really don't want to with this nonsense. You know what? This is all a waste of time anyway. Fuck you, bounty hunters. I don't care. And I've already pissed off the Aurorans enough. Let's get the hell out of here. Screw you, bounty hunters. That's nonsense. Yeah. That's okay. I'm just not badass enough to deal with an entire fucking Auroran fleet at once. Yes, hello, I know. Kill on sight, whatever. Leave me alone. I've certainly made an enemy of the Auroran Empire. An officious-looking woman named Miss Hillary Crosby Roberts meets you as the dock workers begin to offload the hollow cubes. She stares down her long, pointy nose at your dirty coveralls and quickly pushes a non-existent hair back into place in the wire brush growth on her head. Oh my god. You get the impression that Miss Crosby Roberts doesn't come here too often, nor anywhere where dirt might exist. She quickly thanks you for making the delivery and passes you a chip of 30,000 credits. You whistle under your breath. She must have really needed those hollow cubes. Oh man, I love this ship. What do you mean 30,000? I didn't get jack. Whatever. Cargo to misfire. Cargo to SD3. Back to Viking. You know, I wonder if Los Piratas will be simpler with the hypergate system. It probably wouldn't be that much better, but like, or like it would take longer, you know? Anyway. Okay. You return to Viking without too many problems. The occasional pirate skims past you, but despite your beloved Eyes of Hope probably being on their list to watch closely, you manage to keep them from finding out what's in your cargo holds. Piracy was once the random attacking of many smaller ships by loosely organized fleets. Now, with McGowan running things, it has gotten out of control. You can't hold... Wait a minute. Where's chat? 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 There's chat, and I'm just blind. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Not that anyone's there. That's okay. You return to Viking without too many blah blah blah, piracy blah blah blah. It has gotten out of control. You don't hold out much hope that one day the Federation will spend much effort to capture the man. You don't hold out much hope that one day the Federation will spend much effort trying to capture the man, especially with his links to the Bureau. Unfortunately, until someone does something about him, most shipping lanes will be at his mercy. Yum yum. To the bar! Samantha Verona. I'm not interested in United Shipping. I'm a pirate. Okay. You have barely stepped into the bar when Olaf pushes you back out. Sorry, kid, he says, but I've got a rush delivery to Space Dock 3 in the Alfara system. You up for it? You need to get going right away. Feel up to it? You sigh. Olaf has always been keen on keeping things working overtime. All right. You nod your assent and turn and start heading back to the port. Olaf walks beside you and briefs you on your upcoming trip on the way. You've got to get to Space Dock 3, but I'm afraid it might be harder than you might think. You're going to be shipping some incredibly expensive military hardware for the Federation Navy in an attempt to avoid being attacked by a huge pirate fleet while so much action is going on the Auroran border. The fleet is shipping the most vital components on private freighters. The mission is very hush-hush, but you should take care anyway. The criminal underbelly would love to lay their hands on this stuff, not to mention the Aurorans. Take care and be as quick as possible. Once you're done, come back and see me here. I'll have more work for you. What we will make from this will speed up my plans by a substantial amount, so Godspeed and good luck. SD3. In the Alfara system to Viking in the Tichel system. So we need to get to Alfara to SD3 as fast as possible. Shit. Not interested. Leave me alone. Huh? Leave me the heck alone. Not interested. What part of not interested do you not understand? Of course, they're faster than me. My weapons won't go range. Not much damage I'm taking. That's kind of and a pilot star, which you know, it'd be really cool to have that as an escort. Let me know if I can take it. Tee-hee. Cross the threshold. I can see why they call this the Monty Python maneuver, because it's freaking hilarious. Oh god, there's two of them. Well, that takes care of that. It would have been nice to hire them, but oh well. Whoops, I forgot we had already set a course. Shit. Woo. Hee. Close. A group of Federation dock workers is being escorted by a large squad of security police. You begin to think about how many eyes are watching the cargo being loaded and noticing the name of your ship, its armaments or lack thereof, and passing the information on to much more dangerous others. It makes your skin crawl, but it would do serious damage to your reputation to back out at such a late stage. You just have to go ahead with it. Keep your eyes open and hope for the best. It is with a rueful smile that you kiss goodbye your anonymity. Yup. Off we go. Aw. I can't hold it. Oh no. What a terrible thing to say. Okay. Yes. Back to Tichel. And then... yes. Okay. Whoops. This window. Okay. Shit. Sorry, boys. Kindly no. Bye! Alright, I expect they will be waiting for us here. Thank you, Federales. Alright. You cannot help feeling that you may as well not have bothered with all the time you spent on repairs now that the various pirates know that you handle major cargo? Much of the entire trip was spent hastily jumping into hyperspace to avoid any pursuing pirate ships, that's true. You've never been happier to set down in your life. The Federation Navy cargo handlers whistle under their breaths at the extent of the laser scanning and laser scarring and armor damage. To say that you are glad to be rid of this secret cargo would be an understatement. It feels as if every pirate in the universe has been trying to kill you, and for all the crates that are being unloaded. And all for the crates being unloaded. You don't even know what's in them. You ask one of the cargo handlers what is actually in the crates, but one of the naval officers steps forward and says, "Sorry, but that information is classified and only released on a need-to-know basis. Unfortunately, you don't need to know." He spins on his heel and walks away. You feel like telling him that you do need to know, as you are about to spend hours and credits repairing a ship that was pounded half to pus in getting the goods here. Before you can say this, however, a junior officer steps forward and hands you a chip for 50,000 credits. Your protests stop in your throat, and you start planning the upgrades to your ship you can now make thanks to the Federation Navy. Not that I'm really going to make any, but thanks. It would be fucking hilarious to have one of those. I do kind of want one of these, but I can't actually hold it because those damn, whatever they are, is the Hellhound cannon. Oh, I'm not sure I'll be able to offload that very easily. Well, all right. Fine, sure. I'll talk to you again. I hope it's not in the same damn location. Anyway. Available from Viking Titchell. 100% bar. Credits. Ship type, any combat rating, any bar. No. Alright. Maybe there's a cron or something. I don't know. But we did that thing. So let's leave. Land. Bar. Yes. Olaf turns to you as you enter the bar. The last run has left you feeling a little drained. Your clashes with the pirates have left you short on fuel and patience. Rough trip, Olaf says as he raises a quizzical eyebrow in your direction. I am sick to death of having to deal with these pirates, you say, waving for a drink. They're making life increasingly difficult for honest folk to make a living. I'm going to have to kill a few people if this keeps up, but I have to admit that I don't mind saying that I'd kill off a hell of a lot more if I had the opportunity. With the Federation Navy under the thumb of the Bureau and the Bureau in the league with these thugs, nothing will ever get done. Whew. You see a dark look cross Olaf's face, and you catch yourself wondering what could have left Olaf so bitter. For as long as you have known him, he has held a grudge against the central government. You have always felt it was because Olaf is a fair man, and one who is not afraid to speak out, to expose injustice. In his lifetime, he has seen many horrible episodes, including the death of your parents. He has never spoken of it to you, but you know that the scars still run deep in his heart from the events of that day. His gaze returns to your eyes, and you get the impression that the time is coming near for him to unburden himself of the horror that he has carried for too long. Listen, he whispers as he takes your hand into his. Back in the old days, your father was feeling much the same way. Cutthroats intercepted his shipments, and the Federation made legal trade almost impossible. With their export taxes and their exorbitant charges for escorts and other protection. The Federation bled the small companies dry with their teeth while cultivating the old Leviathans and their rich hereditary owners. They maintained their monopoly with their kickbacks. Seeing unions and associations had been outlawed, your father decided to form a secret organization. The Association of Free Traders was formed. We shared information and risk by traveling in our own convoys with ships modified to carry armaments. We built our own shipyard out in the galactic north, where I was chief designer. It wasn't that we were criminals. We just realized that the system wasn't fair for people like us, and that it was our duty to find ways to circumvent its holds. As your father used to say, when injustice becomes law, then resistance becomes duty. Absolutely yes. So what happened? Olaf's expression darkens. McGowan. With that, your own expression darkens. That black-hearted monster! You swear venomously. Yeah, McGowan. He agrees, angrily. You see, your dad had become known as the Pirate King, and life was good. His ship, Unrelenting, was one of the greatest ships I or anyone had ever built. She was a heavily modified carrier with a better weapons platform and more powerful engines. Slowly we began to lose more and more shipments to the Federation, and your father sent McGowan to investigate why. Your father had seen his smarts and put him on the board of advisors, the controlling body of the association. McGowan organized a meeting between your father, the board of advisors, and the other privateers who hadn't joined the association. He said that they had information vital to the association's survival. So the Unrelenting and the others exited hyperspace at a meeting place, a far-off system inherited by no bugger, only to find the mother of all Federation battle fleets waiting for them. It was a trap, and McGowan betrayed us all. Your father marshaled a fierce last stand, allowing most of the fleets to jump to safety, but was killed in the process along with your mum and nearly every friend I had ever known. I was one of the few to make it off Unrelenting alive, and I brought you with me. I vowed that they would be avenged, but I knew that I was not the man to do it. My responsibility was to keep the promise I made to your mother, to keep ye alive, so that ye may find your place at the head of the organization of free traders, and so that ye could take back, so that you could make the Federation pay for their corruption and avenge your parents by killing the black-hearted McGowan. The story that Olaf has told you has made your blood boil. Where do I begin, you ask? Visions of the innocent people of New Ireland and your own family, flitting through your mind, fueling your desire for revenge. Remember, the secret of having a strong organization is to have lots of members. Even now, many old friends, many old hands keep at their trades, slipping secret shipments of contraband. Slipping secret shipments of contraband through Federation space. The structure of the association is still pretty much in place, less those who joined the rebels. The first thing you have to do is convince them you're trustworthy. I've held as much together in the last 3 years as I could. I know I probably should have told you about it, but I didn't want to place you under any pressure. The past few runs have been very good, and the people I have been in contact with have very happy to sign on. You should go to Codec in the Codehaven system and speak to Dace. She was your father's bookkeeper in the old days, and she's minded things as best she could. I'm afraid that some of your father's money has gone to funding things for the rebels. But I knew that was what your father's. But I knew that was where your father's allegiance. But I knew that was where your father's allegiance would have been if he had been alive. However, there's still a large inheritance to be collected from Dace. Also, let her know that the association is back underway again, and to expect membership fees to be coming in soon. Once you've done all that, head back here to me. Okay? Speak to Miss Dace. Dacey Wacy. Oh, neat. Aw, I wanted it. Oh well. Maybe I'll get lucky and that jackass will be over here. That'd be hilarious. So it's random, right? Right? Shit. What if he jumps into Soul? How silly would that be? Because I am... Oh, shit. Please do not. Do not kill me. Doomblade. Doomblade. That's a name. Hello, Doomblade. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Fucking Doomblade. I love Doomblade. Nope, Doomblade's not here. Oh god, what if they show up in SPC again? That would suck. Alright, boys. Alright. Have fun. Not super interested in your shit. Oh, I really hope it's not here again. It'd suck. Just a Warrens. Just regular Warrens. Well, at least it ain't here, which means it's in Seoul, which will be hilarious. Let's go, babies. Let's go find Doomblade. There you are. Bring it. Bring it, ass fuck. Teehee. No, I don't think I can steal his ship. In fact, I'm quite certain I can't. Yeah, I didn't think so. Shit. Oh well. Doomblade! His escape pod! Well, let's collect our cash. If we're gonna be upgrading shit later, we're gonna want money. Alright. Post-flight routine. You head off to find the office of the Guild of Bounty Hunters. After a bewildering half hour, you find it in one of the many promenades that dot the Cane Band. The officious receptionist greets you, and after seeing your external camera shots of the action, pays you 10,000. She explains that this is the only place where you can collect your bounties. She adds that you will only receive bounties if you have a clean record with the Federation. She goes on to explain that there are 2 guild rules that must be obeyed. First, the guild takes 10%. Alright. And secondly, never attack another bounty hunter on pain of guild retaliation. Ooh, scary. Well, fine. See you later. Oh, I can check my combat ability from the P menu. Wow, I'm so stupid. Now I know, I guess. I kept on exiting out to look at it during a fucking other thing that I was doing. It was so stupid. I can just check it from the P menu. I'm so silly. Was that during Polaris? That might have been during Polaris. Yeah. Oh well. Dace's office is in a dingy back alley from the spaceport. Upon entering, you're surprised to see the obvious opulence of the furnishings. Dace appears, smiling at you as she recognizes you. Ah, you must be Heather Odell. She waves behind you, and you turn to see a large man step out from a hidden alcove. He is huge, with bulging arms and long black hair. In his hands is a painful-looking blaster pistol, so large that the recoil from it would tear your arms out of their sockets. This is Harger Both Barrels. Harger Both Barrels. Both. Harger Both. It's so dumb. I mean, there's so many space names, I couldn't tell. This is Harger Both Barrels, an old friend of mine. Your father found him in a burnt-out wreck of an Auroran cruiser. He was the ship's boy, the only survivor. He swore an oath to serve your father for as long as he lived. Most of us call him Gore. His handshake nearly crushes your hand, and Dace smiles knowingly. In a back room, she hands you a credit stick. Whew. It's not much, but it's all we have lying around right at the minute. She notes quietly. And you raise your eyebrows. The credit stick is worth 480,000, which is a fair chunk of cash in anyone's vernacular. And if this is lying around cash, you cannot wait to see what serious money is like. After a couple of moments, you shake off your surprise, and you quickly pass on that the Association of Free Traders will be up and running and to expect membership fees. It will be an honor working with you, she concludes quietly. With that, you head back, and with a healthier bank balance, but a feeling you are about to spend a lot of money. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. How long have I been doing this? It's about 5:45. It's just getting good, too. Yeah, we should take a break. All right. This was fun. Next time on Space, pirates. Okay. This.